Day 4, you know the drill at this point. Again, know that you can do these on any days of the week. It doesn't have to be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, whatever it is. I want you to have that flexibility, because the biggest thing that knocks us off of any sort of fitness and diet plan is just a lack of compliance. Something gets in the way. You're busy that day, you're not feeling it that day. That's completely fine. Just consider it over the week. Try to get all 4 of these in over the week. And if you need to have a little crossover, that's completely fine too. So the very first thing that we're going to do for this one is we're going to use our yoga ball. And we're going to, I like to start sitting on it. You can also do this on the couch instead. What we're looking for is a glute work here. So a yoga ball is just making it a little bit harder, and we have it handy at this point. So if you have one and you can do this balance-wise, great. If not, seriously, use the couch, because the point of this is to use your glute. So I'm trying to use the glute that's on the ground, which will be my right leg. So I'm going to get my left leg off the ground. I'm going to hold the ground for stability, because it's easy to wobble. And then I'm just going to drive my hip up. So I'm trying to do this all with this glute. This is what's propelling me upward. You're going to feel a lot of it here. That's completely fine. That's some bonus work. But just try to spend some time really finding it in the glute as I'm driving through the ground by getting my hips up. Again, this is what's going to protect your back. It's going to be good for your knees too, because they're taking them through motions that we'll use on the court. You're going to be in this deep knee bend on the court, and I want you to practice being in this position in a safe way. It's nice when I only have to do a couple of them. Awesome. Yep, so he's holding for balance. Yep, exactly. So he's just driving that hip up. Again, trying to use his glute to do it. Awesome. This is great bonus work for the core too, because he's keeping his core tight the whole time as he's driving the hips up. So we're just gonna have him do a clean 15 this time, so we don't have to focus on the squeezing as much. But if you like that, feel free to add it in. Anything that we're doing here in terms of the rep ranges can be customized to you also. What we're trying to do is challenge the muscle. We found with years of research that we don't have to annihilate a muscle in order for it to produce a lean muscle gain, or in order for it to produce the performance that we need to for the pickleball court. But we need to give it enough of a stimulus to have it want to change. So if we just do a couple and call it good, it's probably not going to be enough to make your muscle want to change. So we need to make sure that it's maybe shaking a little bit, or we feel that lactate building up where it kind of burns a bit, or we don't feel like we can do anymore because it's just getting too darn tired. So how'd that feel?
Burns.
Good, awesome, burns. That booty burn. So now we're gonna use the yoga ball again. He wants to put it away. He's done with it, no more. So this one, plus he knows how hard this one is. This one is my favorite ab exercise. It is seriously, it is amazing for leaning out the core, but it's also amazing for balance-wise pickleball. And as Tyler knows, it's difficult. So for this one, we're gonna start on our knees in front of the yoga ball. I'm gonna put my forearms onto it. Now comes the difficult part. I get my knees off the ground. So now that I'm here, it's that plank that we've done before. So I'm activating my glutes, I'm squeezing my glutes. I'm also squeezing my core, and I'm thinking about driving the ball a little bit back towards me. But here's the kicker. Now we're gonna make circles. So we're just gonna make small circles at first. The bigger the circle and the slower the circle, the harder it is. But this is incredible for shoulder stability, but it's also a ton of work on the core, because what we're doing is we're squeezing it, but then we're lengthening it in multiple different directions, because what we need our core to do on the pickleball court is to keep us on balance when we're off balance, if you will. So a lot of times we're not in a perfect up and down scenario. We're reaching for a ball. So we need our core, our abs and the deep muscles surrounding our core too, to be able to protect our back by being strong in these different areas, which is exactly what you're simulating right here. It's your turn, you know it's coming. Good. He's getting a good wide stance on his feet. That's gonna help for balance-wise too. Awesome. There we go. We're shaking right away. Perfect. And that's because he's doing a really good job squeezing his core at the same time too. It's possible to look like you're doing this, but to kind of be missing it. But instead, he's really, really squeezing it. And we're shooting for 10 in each direction. Start with 10 in each direction if you can. If they have to be small circles, that's okay. And then maybe build up to bigger circles, and then maybe add some extra repetitions on there too. But this is going to be plenty of stimulus for the rest of the whole core. Good job. So the next one is we're going to do the side lying raise. So I'm going to keep tacking on your core. I'm not giving you a break to the shoulders yet. The shoulders are going to be afterwards, because we did such a good job turning the core on from this. We want to be able to keep it going. So now we're going to use our mats if you want to. If you're at home and you've got good carpet, feel free to do it on the carpet too. But what we're doing for this is I'm just going to get my elbow directly under my shoulder, just so it's nice and stable. and I'll have to focus on it. So now I'm going to stack my feet. I'm going to get my hips off the ground. And if this is plenty for you, then stay here for a bit. See if we can do this squeeze for 10 seconds where I'm squeezing this, where I'm nice and straight up and down. I'm also squeezing this glute to get me off the ground too. And if we can, I want to see if we can get 10 of these on top of it too. This is for more than just the obliques. You'll feel it a lot on the oblique that is closer to the ground, as well as the glutes that are lifting it, and the glute that's supporting this leg too. So if you can get a couple and it's too tough, it's okay, rest, and you can piece it. See if we can get 10 of them, but if you need to take little breaks in between of it, totally fine. He's gonna stack his elbow, perfect, yep, boom. Good, so he's trying to really, really squeeze that glute on the ground. That's what's keeping his hips up off the ground. And then he's squeezing his left one to bring that leg up. So it's not a requirement how your toe is pointed. So if he starts to point his toe a little bit more towards the ceiling, maybe he'll even find it more in the glute too. So you're just using this time to really turn on the core, but then see if you can explore the areas of the glutes that you can get them to be active. Because strong glutes, I'm gonna say it over and over and over again over these courses and our other ones, in terms of they're gonna be there to protect your back. And that's exactly what you just used. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna do shoulder external rotations with a little bit of a kicker on it. So if you saw our shoulder health video, these were in there too, but they're amazing at leaning out the shoulder too and great for pickleball performance. So even if your shoulders are not injured, these are a great one to make sure that they're even stronger and perform even better. So I'm gonna hold the resistance band, I'm gonna externally rotate, and then I'm gonna add some up and down to it. So this is the part where it gets really tough. So if you think this wasn't very hard, now start to go up. Remember, without having my shoulder get any closer to my ear. So if I started to do this, not good. Reset, get your shoulders nice and back, get nice, good posture, and then sideways, and then up and down. We're looking to feel it in the back of the shoulders, because again, those are your backhand volleys. Everything that we can take out in front and use with our shoulder is gonna be a whole lot better on the court, and your neck's gonna thank you. There we go. Perfect. So I'm gonna have him reset one time because his elbow is pretty far out. So it might've been harder to find it right there. So if you keep your elbow kind of stacked right by your side, yep, his elbow's not gonna move at all. Exactly. And now up and down. A little harder? Good. If your elbow starts to drift, you're starting to use some of the muscles of the back. Those are plenty strong to do this. We want those small little muscles that don't get a lot of attention. We're trying to make sure that all the players get to play. Good. And so what we're searching for is we're searching for 10 of these. So try to see if you can get the elbow even a little bit higher. He's trying to move the elbow. No movement on the elbow when we externally rotate, and then all elbow as we go up and down if we can. Feel any different? Good. Yeah, he's fired right here, back of the shoulder. Amazing. See if we can do between 10 to 15, whatever's challenging for you for the band that you have, and then we'll go ahead and rotate. Again, try to get through 3 of these throughout the day. Eat well. Use this as motivation to continue to eat healthy. We're going to talk about the nutrition itself, but just remember, it's fairly flexible in terms of whatever you'd like to eat, in terms of your diet restrictions. If you eat meat, if you don't eat meat, if you like carbs, don't like carbs, that's completely fine. Just remember that we're doing this as a way to allot ourselves some good nutrients in the calories that we're looking for. It's a mathematical equation in terms of how many calories we can allot throughout the day. And this is going to help us stay motivated to stay on track because we just did some good work throughout the week. Good job if you stuck with us this entire time. Again, eat well over the weekend, and we'll see you next week for some more.